Come on. Oh my gosh. Seriously. Oh! Am I on?
Dear Dr. K,
I think I'm here. I think I'm here. Oh my gosh. I'm here. What is going on with this app? It is going to give me a heart attack. Last week, I had the audio problem. And then right before I went live, I was like, hey, I should see if this app needs to be updated because, I don't want to have any problems or anything. Well, they totally added new screens, and it was a different pathway to get to this stream. They completely changed the format. So, but I'm here. I'm glad you guys are here. Boy, let me just get my brain together. Let me say hello. Victory, yay. Okay. Yay, astronomy is going to catch the live. Hi, Antoinette's granddaughter, and Karen Louise, and Just Joy. Just Joy had a house explode a few miles from you, and they detonated another down south. That's normal. Not. Hi, Robin, Karen, and Marie. Am I getting everyone? Just Joy. Purple Sky, hi. You're also in Austin. We're going to find out what happened. Hi, Regina. Melinda. Caroline. Debbie. Oh, what? Constance. Emmy. Euphonia. Teresa. Yes, so did you guys... Thank you, Emmy, for the help and noticing that it was on a different stream. Yes, Melinda, I am here. Hiya, Teresa and Electra. Joji. Grace. Erin. Okay. I think we're okay. We're all here. I just, I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay. So anyway, I think we have some things to talk about. If you guys happen to watch that video that I put out yesterday, it was like everything was coming together, okay? And of course, since then, I've been doing some, digging, which has, just really broadened everything. And so, welcome everybody. I'm sorry, I didn't even get to say hello and welcome everybody. This is Quiet Like the Forest, formerly Queen's Tarot. I'm feeling a little bit wacky right now. I know that Mercury is conjunct Neptune right now. I don't know. But anyway, that video I put out yesterday, I am just going to kind of briefly summarize the points that I was taking, because look at all these teroscopes I was doing. And actually, when I did that up to yesterday, this was the only stuff I was looking at. Since then, I've added this. And then I added Bondy and Rubio. And then there is that thing that happened yesterday with the NLRB. Okay? So, the reading I did... I had my astrology cards and I plugged them into the horoscope. And then it's like the cards always show a trend and the relationships between the different questions that I'm asking. So this was, yesterday I put it out, Tuesday. So Monday, was it Monday that this happened? Just a second. Okay. So on Monday, was Monday the day when the guy the president from the country, Sal, I'm really worried about saying country names. Was that the day on Monday or was it last week? I am really in a time warp right now. So there is that country, Sal. I was calling it LS. And then there's that country, the red flag country. But mostly, I did this video because that president was in the Oval with Don Julio. And it's like, what the heck is going on? This is ridiculous. He only does this stuff when he's on a stage and it's, not only to goad people, but like to send a message, okay? And so that's what that video was about. And so these were the questions that suddenly I find myself asking as I'm looking at the astrology cards and what's going on and how we know Don Julio. And then the person who is benefiting from all the vacuums where the United States is withdrawing, who keeps stepping up to help out? That red flag state, okay? So I kept drawing these horoscopes. Do I have a sample? Do I have a sample? I think I put them away because there were just too many. Oh, here. So this is what it looks like, okay? So the questions I was asking was, how does LS country and red flag country relate to Don Julio and this thing with taking people being disappeared? The next question was, how does the LS country and Don Julio relate regarding SECO, that gulag? And then the next question I asked, as I was asking this question, all of a sudden Felonia popped in my brain. But that question was, how does LS and Don Julio relate to each other in the 2024 election? Then I did one where, how does Felonia relate to country LS? Then in the purple, I did a Terrascope on the country of LS and the red flag country related to 2024 election. And then I finished with this, no I didn't, I thought I did. Here in the orange, that is Starlink. What's its role here? And that's like things were getting really interesting. And then I did in the brown, the tabulator algorithm from 2024. And then I looked at just the tabulators themselves. Okay. So that's what that video was about. And it was it was really pulling together a lot of unexpected connections. And so tonight, so then continuing on, this is what I felt like I had to add, and this is what I really want to show you guys. Why did they need the location of that country LS? How does just the location relate to all of this? And I showed you guys a map of relation to that country and the states, what are those states called? Oh my gosh, my brain is just gone today. I swear to God, this has to be Neptune. Those states that they go after to get the vote, that all those 7 states related to that satellite. Did someone get that word for me? Swing states, thank you. Oh my gosh. So I showed you a picture, a map of that country that called LS in relation to the swing states, okay? And it just really lined up really nicely right below like Wisconsin, Minnesota, and the the states over here. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry, you guys. If you need any clarification on anything, please let me know, because clearly I cannot speak or think today. Okay, so I wanted to know why that location, and that is what I'm going to go into detail with you guys. And then the next question was, what does the low orbit satellite have to do with this? Because we know in October 2024, Felonia gets on the Xitter and is like, oh, I am launching low orbit satellites today. Blah, 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 blah. They're going to do this, this, and this, and this, and this. And I remember glancing at that. I was thinking, no, you're not. You're doing something else. But then I just totally forgot about it. And then my next question was, how is Signal Gate related to this? Then I did Xitter and what's its function. And then I did one on a card called the 12th house. And that card has also always, it came up when Rubio went to Riyadh very early in the presidency to talk about, I think they were trying to talk about peace with Ukraine and the Russia. Well, I always call this 12th house, which is secrets and hidden enemies, the RRR card. Russia, Rubio, Riyadh. And where does that relate? And then I'm like, why are they thumbing their nose to SCOTUS? Who is it that has the audacity to do that? And then we have NLRB from last night. And how does it fit? You guys, they all fit. Then I also did one because I think it was during the Oval Office meeting with that president from the El Sal. Bondy and Rubio looked incredibly nervous, so I did that. Then I wanted to look at the Doggee in isolation, and then this is NLRB from that breaking news last night. If that, I will just try to sum up the best that I can. There's a whistleblower. Thank God, you guys. We got to put golden light around him. If you saw that special, he has been so incredibly brave to come out. He has been threatened. It is really terrifying, the stuff that he's dealing with, but he's showing a lot of courage. And he said, there's more people like me, but they're just too afraid to come out. So what he did, he said that the DOGEEE came to their agency, the NLRB, even though their DOGEEE was like, it wasn't us. Well, they showed up, they accessed, the administrative files, they gain access to the web and all their information. Well, this guy was watching, I think, was it in real time? He noticed that on March 3rd, like from their normal activity on the web, it's very low, but on March 4th, there was a spike of information that was exfiltrated, and it was 10 gigabytes. And so he noticed that activity. And then what else they realized, that person who now the DOGEEE person who's in there created new user accounts, new passwords. They went in and changed the code so nobody could see what they were doing, and they put settings on, you can't see what what's going on. And as soon as he made those new accounts and those passwords, within 15 minutes, an IP address from the Russia is trying to come in and access from another location. But NLRB had it set up so that cannot happen. Was there any more to that? And I think that they were trying to threaten him because they realized what he knew, and they didn't want him to threaten anyone, or they didn't want him to talk to anyone about what was going on, and just really scary stuff happening. And then, what I was wondering? I'm like, is that why Don Julio last week was like, we're investigating Krebs and Miles, the people who are working on our security systems, because that was kind of random out of the blue. But, the woman who was writing this article from NPR, she used like 20, 30 sources. So I'm sure they all got the phone call to see what was going on. And that is Bondy turning ghost white, because this was such a shock to her. This whole fiasco, it really has her trembly shaking. Okay, let me check in with you guys. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Antoinette's granddaughter. What were the Chinese balloons way back then doing as well? I think I did. I addressed that. Yes, they were actively pinging. They were using U.S. Telecommunications, and they were pinging back and forth with different entities. And then there was an announcement when the balloon went down that the red flags country, was doing a lot of stuff. Okay, there goes my throat. You guys, this is postnasal drip. Okay. And I think they said that when that first balloon went over, that there had been 3 other balloons that had gone over the United States during Don Julio's first term, and they went over Florida. Okay. Are they holding other political prisoners in secret to keep them quiet? Well, I think people they sent there, like 90% of them are just innocent people that just got, rounded up. Gatekeeper, I read about Leonard Leo sued the admin on behalf of a stationery store claiming tariffs were destroying their biz. Anyone know about this? Okay. You guys, let's just talk about tariffs for just 1 second. I mean, everyone is like, what is his strategy? What is going on? He doesn't understand what's going on. You guys, I think he understands, because tariffs being a tax, and the Americans pay that tax, who collects the tax? The Treasury collects the tax. Who is in the Treasury with their minions? DOGEEEE. Where are those accounts where tariffs are deposited? I swear to God, that's why he's doing it. He's going to have all the Americans pay him off, because he knows how much we don't like him, and that he knows he didn't win this time around. And this is how he's keeping the GOP quiet, because they've all been promised to be made oligarchs. And like, I knew that back in his last term. So if anyone is wanting these tariffs to go away, he's not going to say, okay, we'll stop it. He's going to milk it for all that it is worth, and he doesn't care what happens to our nation. And who benefits from a destroyed USA economy? The red flag state, the Russia. It was in the Steele dossier that the goal was to weaken America, separate her from her allies, and to also weaken the dollar so that there could be a new global currency. And so I think that, do you want me to, let me just grab some cards just to make this kind of interesting instead of me just talking. Where is the tarot deck I want to use? Well, I guess I am going to use this one, the Golden Tarot. No, I'm told to go back to the Ghost, because this is Don Julio. So that's my hypothesis. Yeah, over Florida. So he can funnel money into the sovereign wealth fund. Okay. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to do. Okay. Oh, I can't use these. These are warped. I'm going back to a different deck now. Okay, sorry. Here we go again. Why is Donald so blindly loyal to those tariffs? Because what is he getting out of it? Because it's the Treasury that's taking it in. And there's a question about the sovereign wealth fund. So show me Don Julio and the tariffs. Don Julio and the tariffs. This is what's covering him. His challenge. There's nothing above him. I can't. Okay. Isn't that weird? There's nothing above him. That's how you know it's mindless. There's nothing above it. Oh, look at, there you go. Page of Swords. Sovereign Wealth Fund. Ooh, these are, oh, this is a messed up deck. Oh, well. Okay, let's put the Sovereign Wealth Fund next to it. Sovereign Wealth. Oh my gosh, this feels like it's peas and carrots. This is this. There's nothing above it again. I need something for the Treasury. We'll use this one. And it's just going to go straight down the middle. Another page of pentacles. It's Doggee. Another little guy with money. This is the Treasury with Doge. It's like right in these. How do you relate? The Treasury. There's your big secret. The High Priestess, don't look behind that veil. I am going to tell you my made-up stories about the tariffs, but there's something else going on. This is Don Julio about tariffs. Oh, the Justice card. This Justice card, I know it has to do with the scales of justice, but the more and more I look at Don Julio and the Russia and the red flag country, this is the scales, like you're measuring something, and payment. Payments going back and forth. And there you go, back and forth, the moon. This is my the red flag country. So this is about Don Julio and the tariffs. Huh. Don Julio. The Three of Cups. This is a win. This is a conspiracy that came together. What's covering him? The Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords. So that is an agency. This is money. It's the Treasury. What's his challenge with this? This is supposed to be reversed. The challenge is the White House. The challenge is, it's how he got there. He wants to celebrate this, but he can't. He's going to, wants to do it his way. Let's go. What's at the bases here? We have Five of Wands. Oh my gosh. And the Five of Swords. Oh my gosh. So the Five of Wands structure, Five of Swords, and it's the fight. And the Five of Swords, yeah, taking everything, abuse of power, and creating a mess at the agencies. And they're both fives. It's in this deep, they're deep within the system, and they're there for a while. In the past, Don Julio, the Hermit, looking how to do this. It's a day-to-day operation. And how can he kind of isolate this so nobody can see this? So there's conspirators there, which led to, oh my gosh, the Two of Wands, ping, ping. Here's some money, have some money, here you go. I'm sending the money around the globe. That's what's going on for him when he thinks about his tariffs. There's nothing above, because this is how they're bypassing everything on how a White House behaves. So over here, wait, what did I say? This is him, Sovereign Wealth Fund. This is the Sovereign Wealth Fund. Oh boy, we have the Strength card. It's really strong. To me, this has always been a Russia influence in exerting their strength. Oh my gosh. The Queen of Swords reversed. When it's reversed like this is like undercover. And the Hierophant, that is an unconventional government, like the Russia. So the Sovereign Wealth Fund, we have, can you guys see this? The Emperor reversed. This is his coup on America. Hi, Coco. This is his coup on America. Sovereign Wealth Fund, taking it. The Nine of Pentacles reversed. it's usually security, but I just feel like all the money is getting dumped into here from everywhere. The challenge is hiding this, the Seven of Cups, keeping it behind the screen. The foundation, the Four of Wands, the Sovereign Wealth Fund. This is how he is using his White House as president. His challenge is pulling this off as president. In the past, the Sovereign Wealth Fund, oh my gosh, ending things. This is, I just heard death to America. Ending changes. Look at, I'm coming to collect the money. We're doing things differently now, leading to the Tower. A huge, huge reckoning. I feel like the Sovereign Wealth Fund, oh my God, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, it is just wreckage. This is the Treasury taking the tariffs, and I don't know why I put them out there like that, but here we have the Four of Pentacles. That is like sitting on something and not releasing it. Mine, it's also, I just really don't like this card because it also to me signifies an assault and just taking without asking, just it's mine. This is the Treasury. In between, we have, the Death card. So this is in the past for the Sovereign Wealth Fund. And the Treasury aligns with that because there's been a change in how we're going to do things here in the Treasury. We have the Knight of Swords. It's all the people, the programmers who have kind of invaded, taken over, and this is what we're doing. In my brain, I was asking, how do these things relate? Okay. And at the base here, between these two things, we have the sun. The huge, big, majestic thing. Who could have thought that up? Just taking the money and draining it from the United States because he's a king. And the Knight of Wands. Everyone who's carrying it out for him. This includes the Republican Party. Oh, what's behind here? The Ten of Pentacles. Those are other dynasties. Those are other, I'm getting abroad, established dynasties, dictator, and that's what's going on, you guys. Is that just crap? How are you guys doing? I agree, Charlie, money laundering. Yeah, that's all he does. And the thing is, he's just doing it right in front of us. And that's the thing nobody is talking about. They've created this mess with the tariffs. And he's like, yeah, so what? I don't care. And it's going to take until he is stopped. He won't. He won't stop. That is just like Putz and how he invaded Ukraine. Not going to stop until I'm forced to stop or I'm removed. These people. What else do we have over here? And have you noticed that Filoni has been kind of quiet lately? Interesting. Even though his stock keeps falling. And you know what? I noticed this the other day, but it happened again, and I'm kind of annoyed by this. There's a narrative of, where's the Democrats? We're in trouble. Where are they? I mean, you have all these leaders, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, listen, okay, they're around. You just kind of need to look other than mainstream media because the oligarchs own that. And they're not going to give us coverage. I mean, have you noticed the protests every single day? You have people in government who are joining them to protest or to go to other town halls. I mean, how can you miss AOC and Bernie? They're doing a lot of work, and I'm so glad that, like Senator Schiff, he has dedicated to doing one, I think, video a day that is on YouTube. So that's like how he closes the evening. And, you know, Van Hollen, wow, him being in the LS country, I didn't get to watch all of it, but he was standing outside. I couldn't really see it too well. I assume he was outside talking to a crowd, and he was telling the truth about what was going on, what he was asking, how ridiculous it is that, you know, El Sal is like, I can't do anything, and the White House is like, I can't do anything, and that they know that he's innocent. It was just really telling. So he's the one who's getting the story out there, and he says he's going to return. That's pretty bold. And, you know, if they would cover him, that would be awesome. But instead, they're just talking about Donald. If you want to hear what the Dems are doing, change the channel, right? Will he be removed? Marie, I will get to that. I have a hard time throwing on that because I personally am so invested in it. And you know what? Just with all these transits, even if I throw cards now, there's so much stuff happening. Like the interpretation of them are going to be, I think everything's going to be changing all this time. It's really hard to keep up with it. Okay. The only people who can really remove him at this time are the Republicans, and he has got them in line. And I cannot believe Chuck Grassley keeps going out to his constituents who are so angry at him and calling him out on everything. It's just really unbelievable. Yeah, I'm tired of them bashing the Dems. I know. And Bernie, I know he's not a Dem. He caucuses with the Democrats. He's an independent, I think, like Angus King. And he's 83 years old, and amazing that everyone can just talk about that. A white supremacy patriarchy. I know Bernie was at Coachella. Okay. So, okay, Electra, thank you. Tariffs are collected by Customs and Border Protection. They are part of Homeland Security. I don't think it's the Treasury Department. I was reading that it was related to the Treasury Department, but, you know, regardless, if it's going to Custom CBP, well, same thing. He's going to set up an account and the people and take the money, okay? So that is that. That is that. Okay. We need to understand why the country El Sal is so important now to the low orbit satellites, to Starlink, to what is this relationship? There's definitely a relationship between El Sal and the red flag country, and there's a lot of influence related to the election. Now, what did this show up? So, oh boy, I should have done this ahead of time. Let's see if I can just tell you the story. Okay, so there were all those things that I was looking at, as I described earlier. So the next question was, how is it? Why do you have to have an El Sal location? And what it is, where is El Sal? It's here. So this card, it has to do with the office of the President of the United States, and it's a location where they're able to carry out the purpose, and it's easy to hide them and to launch their agenda. How do we know this? What does the card that stands for this? Now this was, I wish I could find these two cards. It is Saturn return, which, you know, it's structure, but what I'm getting from, oh, there's the fifth house. Oh, it's also Don Julio coming back to office. There's two cards that are related to Saturn. We have the Saturn return, and we have Saturn, the truth. And I want to show these two cards at least because this was stunning to me. Where are we set? And let me see, is it on the bottom? Oh, Saturn. Okay. So here it is. So this is the identity of the purpose why they need El Sal, because we're revisiting the old guy is coming back and to lead. I have this one up here, and this has to do, this is the hidden secret that using El Sal is going to unleash. It's going to be unleashed, and we're going to see it later on. But what killed me with this was I was like, wait, this makes a yod, okay? So there's that secret. This is Don Julio coming back, and it makes this pink arrow over here pointing directly to 3H and 4H. 3H, that is the algorithm, and 4H, I believe, is a secret that's protecting, so that location is able to protect this secret and this algorithm, you know, like away from the U.S. But this pointed exactly to that. When I saw that, I was ready to pass out. Okay. So, what else do we have? We have the secret. We have, so part of the secret are the networks that they use, and what's important to these networks is to gain something and possess something very valuable. So they're working together here. What's crowning this location? Well, the sun, but the leadership, it's to make Don Julio, you know, he's coming back. Over here, wait a minute. This area has to do with lands far away. So they need this El Sal and another country far away, Taurus, to possess something. And I think this is the red flag country. The shared resources that they have with this other country is crowning this chart in shared resources and taxes and debts, your agreements to one another. That's why we have over here, oh my gosh, your opposition. This is your opposition, or it's your partner. So bringing Don Julio back, he has partners trying to possess something, and I figured out what this part of fortune is. It always communicates with this, which is provocation. But what he's trying to increase over here, this is like the actual data, like a yes vote. Okay? So that's what his partners are doing in the country El Sal. This is for entertainment purposes only. This could be totally off. This is just the story I'm interpreting. Now, to get this off the ground, they have to plan this, manage this, and they are going to need a bunch of people who are willing from the government to be there to help with this algo, right? Yes. And then, why are we doing this in El Sal? Well, because in this fifth house, we want to take votes because the moon void, of course, we are going to plan something shocking to so that Don Julio can occupy this office, because they know he doesn't have the votes. Okay, October, they're doing low orbit satellites, and I can't remember if it was like August or September. All those guys, you know, like Junior and Tucker, like that whole team showed up in El Sal. They're making this happen. What's hidden that you can't see with this location is this burning desire fire war against USA. and democracy. Over here, which one is it? It with the communications. This is forming a yod from the government of El Sal and fire, their desire, wish, pointing to another country far away. So they have the networks, they have the goods, they have their government that can work in tandem with another country far away. That is the red flag country, okay? And that is it. I also, when I was looking at this, you know how I said this part of, this is increase, like the part of fortune card. And this card is called provoke, which is negative, which how I see it is taking something and flipping it. Because we saw that last time we met. This is the algorithm that is working on machines to flip, flip something through Starlink against an opponent, okay? So I, just before we came live, I'm like, I need to check on this and count this up. Because if you're going to have, like if you're going to have this and the counterpart being this, they should all have the same amount in this Terrascope, and they do. I counted 5 of these and then 5 of these. There's 5 pairs working on this, and they are working with the red flag country. This sign right here, it's Chiron, but a while ago, this is like that individual data. Like this is how it gets flipped, and that's actual data, I think, pinging back and forth. Oh gosh, I just wanted to say something else about this. Let me check in. How are you guys doing? Yes, Carrie, everything he does is for his benefit. Yeah, he is absolutely getting a cut. Oh wait, where am I? Yeah, he has lost a lot of people, but I don't think it matters to him anymore because he's in charge, he has the power, he has the reins. But what just happened, that whole thing with the NLRB, and I'm telling you, Pam Bondy is freaked out about that, and so is Marco Rubio. How are we not powerful enough as an opposition to stop him? Well, he has control right now, but our protesting and everything, and the people standing up curves his behavior, because a lot of these things he does, it's like a trial balloon. I'm going to try this, see how that works. I think that's why they were resisting so much with, well, taking people off the street. Can we get away with this? Can we ship them off? Can we get away with this? If this isn't reported in the news, can we get away with this? And then they're like, there's a lot of opposition to that. And they do change their behavior. But I'm telling you, the cabinet, all of them are getting really nervous. And you know what? If Felonia, the wealthiest man in the world, can't get Don Julio to change his way about tariffs, and Rupert Murdoch can't get Don Julio to change his way about tariffs with owning the Fox, mega whatever it is, well, who's more powerful than that? Nations are more powerful than that. And I'm sure he's going to get give a cut to certain businesses just for hanging in there. Yep, I just got a yes. That is at Sovereign Wealth Fund. It's to keep people silent. It's his piggy bank. It's his piggy bank, and that's how the president from El Sal got. It's how everybody's getting paid behind the scenes. Okay, you guys, let's take a quick break. I just feel like I need to get my brain more together. It is just so off. Because I know I have really good material and we need to catch up with that. So we're going to take a 3-minute break. There's just so much. We should look at that we should look at the QLRB. Or QLRB, what's that? The National NLRB. So we're going to take a 3-minute break. Where's my thing? Come here. Hey, Jim. What are these transits in my brain? Oh. Okay. Just a bunch of stuff. Okay. So anyway. I'll tell you what this is in a second. Angels. Angels. That Scorpio card has to do with death, change, obviously transforming things permanently from one thing to another. The question I'm thinking about is, will Don Julio be removed? These two cards flopped out. We have Justice and the Wheel of Fortune. He's committed so many bad things, we know that. The Wheel of Fortune has to do with timing. There is no right time. It feels like it's going to be a battle. And we have the Knight of Cups. Perhaps these are people offering to help with that. And the King of Swords. Now that. Courts. Supreme Court. I think with all of his contempt, I mean, you should be impeached if you are not listening to this, to SCOTUS, right? My priestess. Let's just look ahead here. We'll see what comes up. This is April. May. June. Ooh. July. April, May, June, July. August. This goes out to August. The Lovers. That is a faithful agreement. That is working in tandem. That sounds like a brilliant idea. April. We have the Four of Wands. May, the Four of Swords. June, the Knight of Swords. July, the Seven of Swords and the World. Oh, this is a battle. August, the Page of Cups. Good news. This makes me feel like people are just really, they've got a plan, it's hammered down. What is with the timing? Because this is absolutely going to be a battle. We have a Knight of Swords. This is a plan, an idea put into place to do it. Yes, the Ace of Wands. Yes, there is a plan to do it. April, May, June. July, it just looks like the Seven of Swords. Perhaps we discover the theft and we say, that's enough of you. And for us in August, that is good news. I don't know. I just feel like this is one of those things. Every once, like even when he was in office last time, I had a big blind spot to things, and this feels like that. Which is why I don't like to read on that, because it just doesn't feel clear to me at all. Like I just feel like there's some things I'm allowed to read on without a doubt, and there's other things, stay away. I'm not going to tell you. Okay. What is this? Wait, Marie, before the election, he took a trip to El Sal. He did? Don Julio did? What was he doing? Purple Sky, will the military remove him? I saw a lot of swords and cups. I don't know. I would like to answer that question, but I just know my hands are just like, no, don't read on that. It's just too conflicting for me. I can't see it all. Okay. There's that. You guys, there is something going on. I want to know what Pam Bondy was so afraid of. This whole NLRB thing really caught her off guard. Same with Rubio. Caught him off guard. His signifier, why he's freaking out so much, Oh my gosh, look at this. This Saturn return card, that is the signifier for the low orbit satellites. Bondy, she was just taken by shock, by surprise, by these things. The relationship to the board, that news that came out, related to Starlink, related to Xitter, low orbit she had as well. What is this? Felonia. Also related to El Sal, Don Julio, and CCOT. And the secret, well, what's hanging over her head is the RRR, the Rubio Riyadh Rusher. Wow, she, you know what? Yeah, she is freaking. They know about the low orbit satellites. Okay, give me some context. Bondy, you were freaked out. What were you freaked out most about? The lunar eclipse change. Oh, she came up with this here. SCOTUS, the algorithm, and Elon's role. This is what she's worried about. Where's my deck? Oh, here it is. Oh my gosh, it just feels so weird out there, you guys. Okay. Oh, and by the way, we're in massive eclipse weather from the lunar eclipse. I can't forget to show that to you. Okay, what is it she's most freaked out about with the board? What happened in the past? I just totally took her by surprise. Oh, this just feels like such dread. Like it just brings her to her knees, and she's just stick a dagger in me. That's what she's mostly worried about. Then we have, what is she freaked out about with Starlink? And oh my word, she just is like, how did I get caught up in this? And let's do the 12-8, the Russia Riyadh Rubio. Like she's like nobody. Oh, can you guys even see? She's like nobody, absolutely nobody can find this out. Like this, she just like, it's like she turns to stone, you guys. Just goes just brittle, like her head's gonna pop off, like in Austin Powers, and the fembots, their heads exploded. That's just what happened. This is what she's terrified of. But the Knight of Cups, all the offers and all the favors that have been offered by the United States of America. She is doing offers too. She's being presented with things due for me. This is Don Julio, but it's so much more. The star. That was Starlink for me. Oh my gosh. And how putts helped. Yes. I was thinking about this. It's because of the election. Okay, so this is the board, the National Labor. This is what happened. It ended. Wow. Ending that NLRB. This was just such a harsh ending. I feel like she needs to shut something down because they just can't, like, this is the end of her. Oh my God, this is the end of her. This is like the thing. This is the end of me. She's just like, oh my God, Two of Swords, has to make a decision. She doesn't want to. Whoops. Five of Swords. It's kind of on its side. Well, that's the mob taking things don't belong to you. Smash and grab, Doggee. And the Four of Wands reversed. This came up with the Sovereign Wealth Fund. And so did this. She knows they stole. She knows they stole. And it's going to come up, the digital stuff that's going to come up, and with more whistleblowers, this is a thing where I feel like she's been so confident and secure, and she's been totally rattled. She is not confident and secure. It's like anywhere she thought she had a grip on things, it's just like her nails fell off and she can't hang on to things anymore. It's like she knows this is going to end them. Then we have Starlink freaking her out. This is my no card. What's the cover up? I always do another card with the no. You covered up what with Starlink? Oh my gosh. Page of Cups. Nope, this is the good news on getting Don Julio elected. Because, you guys, because I think the Doggee kids are the ones that wrote the code for the tabulator algorithms. And they also, El Sal, in what I was trying to describe before, the red flag country needed El Sal, and because El Sal could use low orbit satellites to communicate code back and forth and activate things, like how Felonia learned early on how Don Julio was going to win the election. Okay? I'm sorry, this is just such a big, complete, huge thing. So she's freaked out because of that, what they did, the cover up on getting him in, and this again, she just feels like, holy crap, the devil. It's stuck to her like the freaking devil. She can't get out of this. She made a deal with the devil to get this position. She thought everything would be covered up. And with these satellites now, we have the Knight of Swords. There's information that is coming out. It's coming out hot and fast, and she's stuck. Remember the Hanged Man? This has been related to elections, trying to untangle the whole mess. She knows it's coming for them. What they did is coming for them. She knows. She figured that out yesterday when that whistleblower story came out. Now, down here, we have the Russia Rubio Riyadh. In the past. This is why she's freaked out. Oh my God. Because everything, they manipulated everything with the help from foreign nations, even ones that were in Riyadh. There were a lot of people working to manipulate the results, and now she's just like Farge. Yeah, love. This has always been Don Julio and the Russia, what they're up to and their plan. The challenges, she's in on it too. Oh my gosh. And this is the orders that she has been taking, I think, from other countries. That's her challenge. Show me. That's like my talking card. This is her. And I told two friends, and they told two friends, and so on, and so on, and so on. Okay, so she was told. Who told you? Who's this person over you? The plan. I think this is like Project 2025 and all the people that wrote that. This, because it's a global conglomerate, and I would add Leonard Leo. It's just all that money. This is our plan that we're putting out there. So someone told her, this is how you're going to do it. So then she is telling probably the future cabinet, she's saying, do this. Six of Cups. Oh boy. Okay, the Six of Cups. This is obviously from the past, but it's also, this is covering all bases with the middleman. Okay, so there was an idea, ace 1, 2, 3. We're going to kick this thing off. Where's it? 2 of Wands. 2 of Swords. 4, 5, 6 are the middlemen from another nation to our nation, and they get something done. So that plan is getting done, and these people are like, okay, good. The Fool reversed. We'll make it happen. We will make so much happen. The 5 of Pentacles, I just feel like this is them stealing all the money and everything, keeping everything under wraps. We can't see people. We can only protest. And the 5 of Pentacles, again, 5, this is also a middleman in the government that is separating people from the money. Holy crap, you guys. Isn't that nuts? It's always the cover-up that catches them. Yep. It's getting hot. Yes, Charlie. She is out in the cold. Yes. So Karen Louise, Bondy does have that deer in the headlight look lately. Yeah, and it was very profound when the president of El Sal was in the Oval. It's like their behavior and the way they were carrying on. And she just outright lied about so much. And I think she was like trying to change the subject so that they could not talk about this anymore. Okay, so that is Bondy. What is Rubio nervous about? His story, mostly his story. Oh, and the connections that Bondy has with ICE, ignoring SCOTUS, Elon's role in gaining things, the low orbit satellites, the doing day-to-day activities with the red flag country, why they're ignoring SCOTUS. I feel like the red flag country is dictating, ignore them, because I'm seeing a lot of that. And Xitter, day to day. Oh my gosh. In the partnership, she knows all about these low orbit satellites. She knows about what Don Julio and Xi agreed upon. She knows, crowning her, she knows about Shapiro, his house. She knows it was rigged, and what Biden and Millie know about it being rigged. That's the pain. Rubio, nervous. He showed up with the low orbit satellites. He showed up with Starlink, El Sal, Don Julio, their agreement in 2024. What is this? About how the computers worked, I think, with El Sal and China in 2024. And the secret, Rubio is nervous about the NLRB. That is a big secret he is so scared of. So let's look at Rubio. I know, she kept trying to make it about Hillary's emails. It is just insane. I know. Just like they're trying to say, because the Republicans are having such a hard time with their trying to do town halls. It's like, oh, what are the Democrats doing? It's like, oh, come on. Are you serious? That's what it always is. Yeah, she knows too much. That's how she got her position. Did you guys know that Pam Bondy cast an illegal elector vote in 2016 because elected officials are not allowed to cast elector votes, and she went very proudly to the place where they cast their votes, and that was an illegal vote. Okay, so let's look. I know, Karen, Democrats have town halls with thousands of attendees. Okay, why are you so worried, Rubio? And then we're going to say in relationship to Doggee. Rubio is scared. I mean, did you see how scared he looked when the Oval? Doggee. Oh my gosh. Third house, that's the algorithm. That is the algorithm for the tabulators. It's also the algorithm and the hacking that Doggee is doing. Okay? It's all the electronic warfare that's going on behind the scenes. So this is Rubio's most worried about. Yes, the air element, the communication, the comms. This is Starlink. And when it comes to Doggee, oh my gosh, these little dudes taking stuff, panning it to somebody else, passing data off somewhere else, whether it's a sovereign wealth fund but it's taking and exiting the nation. Why are you so worried about satellites, Rubio? Why are you so worried about satellites? Why are you so worried about satellites? The King of Wands, the leadership behind that. This is from a different country and it's Felonia works with that person. The satellites, he's worried because it's going to be revealed, making Don Julio president. The Two of Cups reversed. That's like the agreement with the voter was overturned. And if that news got out, terrifies him. About Doggee, what terrifies him? Wait, this is how it relates to that. What'd you do? Doggee, transmitting things behind the scenes. They just keep filling up, bringing information overseas. What else about Doggee is freaking you out? The Knight of Cups reversed. Those secrets and how they have treated our American workers, public servants, and just pushed everybody out of the way because he knew it was illegal from the start. For their own wealth and security. To make them strong, to make them an authoritarian state, because there is the rusher. I mean, that guy had rusher emails. What did you do from related to satellites and Doggee that you're so scared of? The Fool. Oh my gosh. Oh, the Chariot things are, that's how Don Julio, this is what he's most worried about with the way Don Julio won and what he did to get this off the ground and going on top of it through Doggee. He knew they all knew what was going to happen with that. Okay? Okay. Here we go. Okay, was there anything else we needed to look at? Did I say we would look at NLRB? How does NLRB take them down? NLRB, why are they so freaking scared? NLRB, whistleblowers and everything. How is it that you are the end of these guys? They are terrified. Okay, let's do that. NLRB. I think Elon is supposed to leave in May, supposedly. I think he's gone now. Just in the background, trying to save his company that he's not going to be able to save. Okay. NLRB. This is NLRB. The context of it takes them all down. What's at the heart of this? There you go. There's that sun card again. This stuff being revealed, and Don Julio. How does NLRB take them down? Show me, what is it about NLRB that takes them down? We have this. Them. Oh, the Six Wands mob. How about that? This is my card for all the autocrats, dictators, their club. Whoops. And yes, the Ace of Swords, the sword of victory, the sword of truth. Oh boy, and it is going to be through digital means, because just like Signalgate, I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg. We've got satellites, we have all these other means of communications that is leaving such a huge footprint of what they're doing. So this is NLRB. They have the data. They have the goods. They have the information on what data was taken, how it was manipulated, and who took it and aligns with that to send it overseas. The process by which this happens to them, it's the government. It's the government. It is also the tracks of information and digital information that is found abroad. And this is the relationship, that's the treason. That's the treason. The Russia strength. And then this is them. Oh my gosh. So the fifth house card, that is the office of the President of the United States. That's what takes them down. The office and everything they did. Oh my gosh. And the Hermit reversed. This is the way they infiltrated the government with all of the agencies, with all of the data, all this user information to transmit it, to surveil, and also to do so much harm to our agencies, our public servants, and to really isolate the United States. That's how they're going down. So it seems like this is in the works. Even especially with yesterday, we found out about that whistleblower and NLRB. Now, let's just talk really quick about eclipse season. Where are my eclipses? How are you guys doing? Where are my eclipse? This is the full moon Libra. This is, okay, over Washington, D.C. So when I say we're in eclipse weather, last week, like Thursday, Friday, I would say, that is when the sun returned 1 month later from this lunar eclipse and what's been exposed and revealed. And we see all that with what's going on, especially in that Oval Office. Now, when we had that lunar eclipse, were we Mercury retrograde? I can't, this is my old printer. Mercury and Venus, yes, they were retrograde. And what's happening now is that the sun, look at all these things that were in Pisces, the lunar eclipse point, the north node, the purpose, Neptune. The sun right now is in the position where it's rolling over these big planets and things. So it is really shaking free a lot of things. What I wanted to tell you guys, I know it's been so frustrating with Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, and just the slogging along. It just, for a while there, just felt like we would never get out of this endless muck, like we couldn't see a way out. What I realized last night with that whistleblower coming out, that March 4th is when it happened. This gave him the power to go back, review everything, corroborate information, look through all the haze and confusion to have the case together. So if anyone benefited from that haze and awfulness, because I know it made me crazy as well, that was how he was using his time. And what's going to happen in the next week or so, it's going to pop off. And especially, you guys, when this sun goes into Taurus, things are going to really be popping off like the first 3-4 days. So that's like around what day is today? It's like around the 20th, I think, to the 25th. Oh my gosh. And that Mars-Pluto opposition is on the 25th. Holy, okay, you guys, just, this is another one of those times where I want to say, you know, clear your schedules, be flexible in case anything pops off, and just, you know, April 25th leading up to that, the air is so charged. Again, something big, huge, dramatic Mars-Pluto opposition is going to give, and I wouldn't be surprised if it relates to that red flag country, because they were showing a lot of Mars-Pluto in my terrascopes, you know, and that's very militaristic. That's explosive. That's like war. Okay. So, yes. Now they're trying to pull the veil on luxury goods. Will the public still pay for overpriced luxury goods? Well, I'm sure those that can afford it. But the thing is, the other thing that's happening is that, like Canada, that red flag country, they're all like fired up. And they're having a strong sense of patriotism because Don Julio is pissing people off so badly. Will the public still pay for overpriced luxury goods? If they have the money. There is a bunch of stuff out there waiting to get in money. It's just a matter, the elites are the ones who can afford it. Sun in Taurus, April 20th. It could be the end of Putz too. Yeah, this is a really critical junction of what's happening. And we also have, I forget which planet is going into, which one is moving? Is it Saturn that goes into the Aries at the end of the month? Or is that in May? I don't know. But things are moving along. Every single day, there's going to be a big, massive thing happening, going on for like the next week to 10 days. Okay? Does who have anything planned for Memorial Day or the 4th of July? Paisley. Do they have something planned for Memorial Day? Do they have something planned for Memorial Day? I think it's a secret. Something in the works. We can't see it. Do they have something planned? Do they have something planned for the 4th of July? Yes. I would say yes, there is something planned for the 4th of July. Okay. So I think that's it, you guys. I think we are going to end here. It was great meeting with you guys. I'm sorry again for my glitchiness electronically with this app, and then my glitchiness with the brain. But there's going to just be so much information coming. I'm just really trying to stay on top of things by the day, because it's like it'll get lost, you know. It's just going to be going everywhere, okay? So you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Paisley. Thank you. Thank you, Joe G. Take care, everyone. Thank you, Purple Sky. Thanks so much. Love your live stream. I'm so glad. Good night, Electra. Thank you, Antoinette's granddaughter, and Karen Louise. Okay. Good night.